Okay. So were you guys able to see the videos yesterday?
Not yes. I could not check your email yesterday because.
Okay. Fine, not a problem. See, I couldn't send the links to you because it was too large a file to be, sent through email. So the links
Oh,
that I have attached in the email, no? So that is for YouTube. So you can go to my YouTube channel and view that link.
okay.
Okay, Nirmala? You saw that
Yes,
email
dear.
that I sent? Yeah. So towards the end, you will see two links. Okay. So those two links will direct you to my YouTube channel. Okay. So there you can view the class, whatever we discussed yesterday, no? So that you can view the whole video out there. And separately, I sent you an email with the presentation, no? Whatever we learned yesterday. So in the email, I had
Yeah.
attached the presentation. You got that, right?
Oh, okay, you have sent the
Yeah,
PPT
dear.
to us.
Yeah. I sent it yesterday only. Okay. So fine. Let's start with the recruitment and selection process. Hold on. Okay. So recruitment and selection. So what is the process? See, for everything, okay, we need to understand what is the step-by-step process. Recruitment itself is a huge, part of HR. Okay. Now in recruitment only, there are so many steps. You agree? Do you agree or not? In recruitment only, there are so many steps, right? It's not just that you get a position and the applicant is there in your office. No, there are a lot of steps that are involved when you say recruitment, right? So the entire process is in these 6 stages. Okay. Number one is preparation. Now, how do we come to a decision that we need people? Okay. And what are the different kinds of decisions or different points that we have to consider before taking the decision that we need to hire a resource? Okay. Now, resource we discussed yesterday, right, about human resources. So from now on, we will be referring to every person or every employee as a resource. Okay. So this is an HR terminology. Right. So how do we come to a conclusion or to a decision where we decide whether to take a resource or not? Okay. So that is called preparation and planning. Just give me a moment. And the next step will be sourcing. So sourcing is attraction of applicants. So yesterday we discussed on how to attract applicants, right? When there is a position that is vacant, you need to attract the applicants for a certain position, right? So that process will be called as sourcing. Okay. Next is screening. So once you get the applications, when you source the applications, then you'll have to start screening it, like shortlisting. If you get 10 applications, all 10 may not be suitable for that one position, right? So from that also, you'll have to decide which other applications which are useful for you. So that is called screening. Okay. And fourth one is selecting. So after screening, after shortlisting, okay, the final one you will select. So that is selecting. Okay. You have any questions till here? Any confusions?
No.
No, dear.
Okay. It's clear, right? All the terminologies are clear to you?
Yes.
Yeah. So after you select the candidate, then you do the hiring. What do we generally say? I'm doing hiring, right? But the first stage is never hiring. It is first recruitment. Then it is selection. Then it is hiring. Okay. The hiring is when you start planning for that particular employee, one employee or the number of employees, depending on the number of positions that are open. Okay. When you prepare that employee or the resource to join the organization, that portion will be known as hiring. Okay. When you are in the deciding phase. Fine. And then when the resource joins the organization, That is called onboarding. Okay, like how we board a flight, how we board a train. So that person, that resource will be boarding to the company, and that process is called onboarding. Okay, so recruitment and selection process involves 6 stages. Okay, preparation of deciding how we are going, what kind of resource we need and all that. That I'll come to in detail. Second is how we source. Then we need to screen from there and then select the right candidate, hire, okay, decide on which candidate, what to offer and all that, and then the onboarding of the candidate. Fine, so these are the 6 stages. So the first stage that we discussed, that is preparing, right? So preparing will also involve planning. So it is the same thing, planning and preparing. Okay, how do you start planning that you need a resource? Okay, so the recruitment process is carried out for, see, you recruit people. One is when people leave, right? The old position.
Yes.
When somebody leaves, then we replace. Correct. So that is when we recruit. And second instance is when there are new positions. Okay. So in these two cases, we will start recruitment. Okay. One is when somebody leaves the organization, you'll have to replace that person, right? You'll have to replace that position. And second is when there is a new position that the company has decided, a new position has come up. Okay, so in these two cases, we'll do the recruitment process. Fine. So how do we start the planning? Now here we are going to talk about a new position. So planning for a new position. Okay. So planning involves identification. So how do you identify? Okay. So how do you decide like for which department it is required? Okay. At what level? What is the seniority level? What work is that resource going to do? Okay. So whether it is what designation, suppose an executive or a managerial level or a senior manager. So that is the designation and position. Now what level? Is it going to be a junior level where he just needs to do the entry level work, or a mid management or a high management? So that also you have to decide, right? And then you'll have to decide on what type of salary you want to offer to this person. Okay, and then how many in number? So in a department, if you need maybe for instance the BPO hiring that we're doing, so how many positions do you have open? How many people do you need to complete a certain task? So that you need to decide. And job analysis. So I'll come to the definitions of all this. Job analysis and all is a process of identifying what type of resource you need. Okay, I will come to the definition in the later slide. And then job description is you need to decide what kind of work this person is going to do. Fine. So this is all the planning that is involved before we start the recruitment process. The first stage of recruitment is preparation or planning. Okay, any questions you have?
No.
Because we are generally unaware of this stage, right? The planning part, we are generally unaware because this is mainly done by the senior management people, right? They decide what position to hire or not to hire, what salary to offer. At a junior level, we are generally not involved in this process. But if you talk about starting the recruitment process, then yes, this is the first stage of recruitment. Okay. So maybe after a few years, after you start your career, maybe after 2 years or something, you might want to involve yourself in this particular process, in the planning, manpower budgeting and manpower planning. So that gives you a kind of a responsibility, a kind of a responsible position. Okay. So second is sourcing. So what are the methods that you guys are using to source candidates right now?
Job portal.
Job portals, okay. And
Social media platform.
social media, okay.
These two for now.
Consultancies.
Consultancies, okay. Fine. Yeah, that is also one thing, consultancies. And okay, so primarily we generally use job portals, right? So job portals would be Nirmala. I don't know whether you were introduced to this. Do you use Naukri.com?
No.
You would have heard of it, though, right?
Yeah.
And Indeed is quite famous in Siliguri. Indeed, have you heard of Indeed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Work India.
Yeah, Work India, correct. So all these are job portals that we use to source the candidates. So here either we can search through their resume database, whatever they offer, or we can also post jobs so that we can get applications, right? So in case you guys need guidance in how to use job portals, that session we can take up separately. Okay, if you need help, that I can help you with separately. Fine. So, but these are few options. Nirmala, you can just make a note, like for various positions, no? Like right now you have accounts position open, right? So for those kind of positions, you can use job portals. These are the best sources. Okay, so you can write the names, Naukri.com, Indeed, and Work India, like you said. Okay, Placement India, all those. Okay, and next is the current employees who are there in the organization, especially for BPO. Okay, you can use this employee referrals very efficiently. In BPOs, what happens? Friends refer each other, right? They bring in their own friends. So employee referral is one method through which you can source candidates. Maybe you can assign a certain amount of money. Okay, like you say, you just go and announce in the floor in your office, you say, or otherwise you float it in emails to the entire office that, see, we have these positions open in our office. And if you refer, then you will be rewarded with certain amount of money. Generally, companies function that way. So, you will get 1,000 rupees per candidate, but the candidate has to stay there for like 3 months. Only then, after 3 months, you will receive 1,000 rupees as a reward. Okay, so that is employee reference. Understood? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So media ads. We generally give advertisements in newspapers, in TV, radio, right? So this is also one way of advertising about the open position. So then you'll get applications. And social media platforms that we use these days, that is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, right? These are also a good source of getting candidates for a vacant position. Okay, and IJP, that is internal job posting. Have you heard of this terminology before? IJP, internal job posting? No. Okay, so IJP,
No.
you can make a note. IJP is generally used in organizations. Okay, they float it in their internal messenger system. I don't know whether you've heard of this word. Internal messaging system or messenger system. Okay, so they float it in their emails, in their internal websites, saying that we have these positions open with our company. If anybody is interested, then you can apply. So that could be, an employee sitting in Kolkata sees a vacancy with the same company in Bangalore and wants to move. So it may be because they want a transfer to a different location, maybe because they want to go for a different kind of a profile. Okay, suppose I'm a fashion designer, and then but I'm in the wrong profile. I'm working as a commercial executive. But then in my company, I see that there is an opening for a fashion designer. Then I would want to apply for that position, right? So that is internal job posting. I apply to that, and that position is filled. Understood. So it is for the employees working in the same company. If they want to apply based on their qualification, experience, and salary, everything is matching, they want to apply, then through general interview method, that person will be taken for that position. Okay, so that is internal job posting. Like for example, in a company, again, if you know you're a BCom graduate, okay, you're doing some job and then there is a vacancy for accounts, you want to go to accounts position. So again, that position is filled. That is called IG. Fine. And recruitment database. So recruitment database is whatever database that you maintain. See, I throw a job posting in different media, okay, like in Facebook, in job portals, in newspaper ads, and whatever applications I get that may not be suitable to the position that is open. But I can save that resume for my future reference. Okay, then you are building your own database there. Fine. Then in the future, you see a position open which is related to the CV that you received earlier. You can use that CV. So that is called a database. Okay. And next is the recruiter networks. So these days we have a lot of networks, right? Like for HR, we have certain networks, we have groups, we have WhatsApp groups, we have different social network groups, right? So you can float your requirements there, and then you can get applications from there also. So that is a recruiter network. Through your networking, through your friends, through your professional connections. Okay, so that is networking. Fine. So these are few methods through which we can source applications. Here, you have anything else in mind other than this?
No.
So see, how you want to advertise or how you want to source applicants, it all depends on the type of position you are hiring for. Okay. Now for BPO, you will not find candidates in job portals. You will definitely have to go for employee referrals. Okay, you will have to go for media ads. You will have to go for social media platforms. Okay, but again, for a senior manager level, okay, for an organization, senior manager operations or something, you will not find it in Facebook. You will not find it in social media. You'll have to go to a job portal. Okay, so what method you are using, that all depends on the kind of position you are hiring for. You'll have to keep that in mind. Okay, you'll save a lot of time that way. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the screening process. So what are the different kinds of process that we use to screen the applications we are getting? So what is the process that you're using at the moment? Suppose you get applications, you have resumes, right? So how do you screen the application?
Using Control F and putting the requirements there with highlights.
Okay. Okay, so that would come under resume screening. Okay, so you get resumes and then you search for the skills that is required, and then you see whether this person has worked on those skill sets, and then you continue with the interview process, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That would come under resume screening, the second one. Okay. Yes, Nirmala, you're saying something. Nirmala, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the type of screening process that you're using? How do you select candidates? So mainly it would be through resume screening, only whatever applications you have, you go through the resume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So mainly we do that. Okay, one is resume screening. That is the most, famous, the most widely used process of screening the applications. Okay. However, there are certain other sets also which I want to introduce to you. That is skill testing. Okay. Now we are looking for people who have done Tally. Okay. So we call them to our office. You find people in the resume they've written, I've done Tally and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But how will you really find out whether they know about Tally, whether they'll be able to work on Tally or not? So you call them to your office, give them a test on Tally or whatever skills is required and see the scoring. Okay, in data entry also you can do a typing test, okay, and see their scoring, whether they're good enough or not. So all that comes under the first category, which is skills testing. Okay, so depending on certain skills, we develop a module, test module, we call them and do the test. Right. And this psychometric test, have you heard of this psychometric test?
No.
No, you haven't heard. Bhavna?
No.
Okay. So psychometric test is something to do with your mind, the way you think, okay, and how you're going to manage things. Certain situations will be given to you and to check how you react in such situations. And depending on whatever reactions it is noted in the system, we will have to decide whether this person is a fit to our organization or not. Okay, so this is mainly done for senior positions, managerial positions, okay, wherein people need to lead a team. There'll be a lot of various kind of situations that will come to them, right? So how will they react to such situations? Is that person a consistent worker? Is that person, he gets bored very easily? Okay, does he hop jobs? So all these things can be found out through a psychometric test. Okay, these are quite expensive. There are a lot of consultants who are doing this. Okay, but yes, for important positions in certain companies, this psychometric test has become a very famous tool to test the ability of the candidate, whether he's suitable for a position or not. Okay, so skill testing, psychometric tests are also one of the tools for screening candidates. Okay, and cover letters, of course, resume will be attached, but cover letters gives you a gist of what the candidate is all about. If you have a lot of application, no time, then you can just go through cover letters, check whether that person is best suited through their education, how many years of experience and all that. So cover letters also help you shortlist candidates. Applicant tracking system. So certain job portals, they have this applicant tracking system, right? Suppose in Naukri, there is huge database, right, in Naukri. Now in the search tab, you will write, I need this kind of a person, like 1 to 2 years of experience, good communication, and Bangalore. If you write that, then it will shortlist certain number of applicants for you. So that is called an applicant tracking system. Okay, am I going too fast?
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So stop me if you think I'm going too fast, you're unable to understand. Okay, this session should benefit you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Please tell me about the cover letter. I have not seen cover letter of any till now.
Generally, when you're applying to any position, okay, we are not in the practice of writing a cover letter. Okay, so earlier this was a regular practice where people used to write cover letters and then attach their resume. Okay, so cover letter is a format, just a one pager. You just have around 4 or 5 lines, maximum 7 lines, which talks about what you have studied, where are you from, how many years of experience do you have, and what is your salary when you can join. So these are the few things which is required, right, for us to know as a recruiter, as an HR, or as an employer, right? So cover letter will have all this important things, just a gist of all these important things, and then we can just decide whether this resume, this applicant is useful to us or not, right? But this practice is losing, the trend. These nowadays people don't write cover letters. Okay, but it was a regular practice earlier, and it is quite helpful actually for the employers. Okay, now reference checking. I'm sure you would have heard about this reference check.
When someone is referred by someone in the company.
Mhm. So Yeah, reference check is like you get an application, okay, and then that person has written, I have worked in Accenture in this position for so many years. Okay, I'm not saying that that person might lie about the employment, but yeah, you can check with somebody who you know, okay, or references also. First is by your own contacts, you can check about his performance, how he was doing, whether he worked for so long or not. And secondly, these people, we need to ask them when certain person is applying, you need to ask them for two references, two reference numbers. We do that, right? In our CVs, we write two references. Yeah, we give reference of our last company, the manager's name, or the your reporting manager to whom you were reporting, or maybe the HR's number, right? So we just need to pick up the phone and check with them whether how this applicant was, whether this candidate is good for this profile or not. Any kind of disciplinary issue, this is very, very important. Okay, whom we are onboarding, whom we are taking to the company, we have to find out whether this person had any disciplinary issues or not. Okay, for how long he was working, okay, during his tenure, was there any kind of a problem? What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? You need to make a note of all that before we onboard a person. Okay, so this is employee reference checking. Fine.
Okay.
Nirmala? Okay. Tell me if it's too much of an overload.
I can understand the. Your voice is breaking.
My voice is breaking. Okay, just give me a
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it fine now?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. See, if you ask me, I can talk about HR for hours and hours without stopping. Okay. So you guys who just started your career and you need to get familiar with certain things. Okay. So you need to stop me. I will assume, if you do not stop me, I will assume that you're understanding everything that I'm saying. Okay. So just let me know, stop me in between. Fine. I have practiced all this myself, so I can talk about it for hours. But for you guys, you are still to witness all this. Okay. So another is checking online. So nowadays we have Facebook and all that, Facebook, LinkedIn. So anybody, any person you want to hire, just go quickly on Facebook site. There's no harm. You can do a personal check also. That's okay to find out what kind of a person he is. But everybody locks their profile these days, right? In Facebook.
Yes.
So you can hardly see anything about that person. But if they have their LinkedIn profiles, then they can you can go ahead and check what kind of a person he is, you know, what kind of professional background he has. Okay, so that is a checking online. Okay, and paid trial projects. So projects, you give them a project to work on. Like if you're hiring fashion designers, just give them a project before you hire them. See whether how whether they qualify through that project or not. If they're doing really bad, then there's no need of hiring them. Okay, so just give
They
them
are
a
paid for that.
sorry.
They are paid for that.
No, that won't be paid.
So why
That
is it written paid trial project?
I didn't get you.
So why is it written paid trial project?
Okay, paid trial projects is like maybe for certain senior positions that they will want. They say, okay, why should I waste my time and all this if in case you're not going to pay me? Okay, but for entry levels, nobody generally pays because you are the person who wants to get a job, right? Right. So if you're really interested to join my company, you better prove it that you're good at this. Otherwise, I'm going to the next candidate. Correct. But paid trial projects is generally for the senior positions. We need to pay them for a certain amount of time. They're really investing their time and money, traveling and doing research and all that. That time we can pay them, but generally for the junior levels, we don't pay them. Okay. And the next screening that we generally do is through phone interviews and video interviews. Now we are getting used to it, video interviews, right?
Yeah.
So these are the screening process, the most common ones. Okay. So no questions till here. Everything is clear. Okay. So see, understanding as well as executing is important. Since you guys are doing recruitment, I would love if you suggest, all of these screening, tests to your seniors. If you tell them that, okay, why don't we try this? We just do the resume screening most of the time, but I think we should do a reference check for this guy. I find, this guy a little fishy. I don't think he is being original. He's not real. Okay, I think we should do a background check, reference check, right? So you should suggest all these things, and it really works. Reference check really works. Okay, and skill testing for Bhavna, for what you're working on, the profiles you're working on right now, I don't think so. You have the you have limitations that you will not be able to do a skill test and all that. But if you join some other company where you're hiring for candidates locally, you can definitely suggest. Even for Nirmala, you can definitely suggest for a skill testing. For a particular kind of skill set, you can ask them to come. Like I told you, you do a typing test, or you do a the accounts test that I told you, tally and all that, so that you can suggest to sir. Okay.
In my
Can you tell
previous
me about cover letter? I don't know about cover letter.
Cover letter, I explained to you, cover letters is mainly, a page that is attached in with your resume. Okay. So resume has details, right? I worked on this, like I did recruitment, I did hiring, I did, induction of candidates, I did screening and all that you'll explain. This will be in detail, right? Resume. But your cover letter will talk about the total years of experience you have, okay, as an HR. Okay, what have you studied? Like you write, dear sir, I am Nirmala Sharma from Sikkim, and I have total 2 years of experience in HR. Okay, and maybe then you can write the last company that I've worked with is Unique Traders, and I would be a good contribution to your team. So it is kind of presenting yourself, okay, just in few lines, talking about your experience, where you're from and what you have studied. Okay, so that will give us a quick review of whether you are useful for this profile or not. Then I would take interest, since you are an MBA, since you have experience of 2 years, your salary is this much. Okay, then I will be interested to go to your resume. Fine. So this is a quick screening process, the cover letter. Fine. Okay. Anything else that you want to know about?
about the skill testing, we used to do in my previous company. Like it was a television channel, so we needed people who could work in the editing department
Right.
and all the technical part as well. So we used to call them for the interview and check their skills in
Correct.
the
Correct.
technical.
Yes. Yes. So did you find that useful rather than just seeing their resume and hiring them? Do you
Yes,
think?
that was useful.
Yeah, that is very useful for this creative guys, especially now. You can just sit in front of them and check whether they're good, whether they are doing that job or not. Because I can write 100 things in my CV, right? For HR, it is difficult to show them in a certain period of time that this is what I can do, because we are more a subjective kind of a profession, right? But these creative guys, they can show their work in just few minutes. They can see, this is what I can do, this is my creativity, right? So that's what I said. So it all depends on the kind of profile you are hiring, sourcing for. So what kind of methods you're using for sourcing, how you are screening, it all depends on the kind of profile. Okay. Fine. So you guys want a break or you want to continue?
Continue, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So selecting the right candidate. Okay, how do you select the right candidate? Through any of the screening methods. The screening methods that we discussed, that is skill testing, the cover letters, resume screening, and doing a Facebook check, online checks, and all that. After that, you do the selection, right? And we may not find the exact match sometimes, like how Bhavna was telling, you do a control F on the resume and search for the skills, right? Sometimes you require 5 skills, 5 skills in a person, but you may not find all 5. You might just find 3 or 4, right? So we can obviously go with the closest match. Okay, we cannot expect any candidate to be perfectly matching to our requirement. Fine, but we need to search for skill sets which is the most closely matching to our requirement. Okay, and the past job experience and all that we can check. So this is, how we can select the right candidate. Okay, obviously you'll interview in detail, correct? And after interviewing, so that's what I mean is like, do not stick exactly what we do as entry level HR, as young HR aspirants. What we do is we are really, we think like, no, all these 5 points have been told to me. These 5 points are written in the job description and everything needs to be checked, like all things needs to be present. No, it is not necessary. Maybe only 3 points or 4 points are there, but you feel that no, this guy can be a good contribution, or this lady can be a good contribution to the team, because though this person may not have the skill set, but his desire to learn, okay, the ability to grasp things is very quick, his interest to work is very quick. Okay, so all that needs to be considered as well. Fine. So you need to convince yourself first and then convince the senior management why you are taking this decision of hiring that person, even if all the skills are not matching. Okay, you're getting my point?
Yeah.
Okay. So hiring the candidate, this is hiring.